Hello everyone. Today I'm here because we are doing a landscape painting today, and this we will do for only about say 20 minutes to 30 minutes because we are all running short of time. So let us begin. And this is the first landscape painting which we will be doing, and this has been shared with me by one of our community members. And I have already shared how to do the line drawing, and my line drawing is here. I hope you all also have done. So today the parts that we will be tackling are the sky region and the trees. The sky, even though we see quite a few colors in there, we will not be attempting to use all the colors because the foreground, which is this building, is attracting a lot of attention. So we need to have a sky which is relatively silent. So we will be using fewer colors. Okay. And we can also change the way the clouds and the darker colors are being shown. We can change it according to our requirement. And the second thing that we will tackle today is the trees, both sides, and the front area, little bit of this green area. So let's begin. Okay, I will keep my reference image in front of me at all times so that I can understand if I'm going accordingly or not. In watercolors, we will start from light to dark, and you have to have a jar of water like this. In fact, I am having two jars of water, one to place my colors in. I'll be using that jar, and the other jar is to wash my brush. So let's mix our colors first. Because we will do a wet on wet for the sky, we don't want a lot of liquidy color. That means we don't want a color consistency. Color consistency is made by mixing water and color, which is watery consistency. We don't want that. We want a fairly thicker consistency of color because I don't want to go around in the sky doing painting it in several layers, though there are people who do that. So I will be applying a darker layer of paint. That is why we need to make a thicker consistency of paint and ensure that you mix your paints properly. Sometimes what happens is that when we are putting down the paint and haven't mixed it properly, the lumps of it will come into the brush and settle on the painting, which may not look good in the sky. So I hope all of you are ready with your materials, and we will start once we have mixed the colors properly. This is an essential step to mix the colors properly. Yes, if you are a very seasoned artist, you can go even without proper mixing. You can mix on the go as well. So because this was yellow, I need not necessarily wash my colors if I am putting this brush into a new gamboge. This is lemon yellow which I have. So the next color I will be mixing is new gamboge. So this color I may not necessarily your water. You will ensure that there is a layer of water and not a puddle of water anywhere. In case you find a puddle, what you do is that you use a dry brush, or you can make your current brush dry by wiping it on a paper towel, and then you can soak up any excess water which you see on your paper. Even if you go according to your own choice in the sky, it's fine. You can use any other color also in sky. I'm placing my darker yellows towards the corners and not in the center. Because in the central area, I want it to be lighter. You will just pull in the colors which you have placed in. Once you pull them in, you will get your lighter colors. This paint is already wet. I will be using my new gum wash and place in some of them. When we go towards the trees, the indication of the clouds which we will be doing will be slighter. We will not be putting thick marks of the brush. And keep looking at your reference image when you are placing your colors. The side of my palette, take this lemon green, this mix. You can see this mix. It's not very thin, it's not very thick, somewhat like a milky consistency. You have seen milk, so that kind of consistency, and I'm wicking it on its side so that my brush is not dripping, but it has color all throughout. Within it, this brush holds color, but it's not dripping when I'm tilting it in a slant position. So once I have this color, what I will do is that I will hold this brush like this. 4 fingers of mine are on one side and the thumb is on the other side. And I will create these marks. What I'm doing is just, what I'm doing is I'm just holding it like this and I'm creating these marks. How? With the brush. At this stage, almost half of my brush bristles are on the paper, and add some, you can even keep almost 3/4 of your bristles on the paper. We will be doing the easy part today, but in doing that, we have to be careful in the sense that we will want to map out our lighter areas. Once we know that these are our lighter areas, when we go with the second layers, we will not mistakenly come upon those lighter areas. Similarly, we will do the other side of the tree. Holding in the same position. Even if next we want to paint our foreground. Just look at your reference image. Until while we are painting the foreground, we want this tree to dry up a bit first, then we will put in the layer. So even the foreground you can do wet on wet. So you can put in a glaze of water. I'm doing it wet on wet because our main focal attention, focal point is on the building. See here I've gone onto this light greenish area, but that is okay. Paint and it has dried. So what I will do is that I will go again on top of this with the same kind of brush strokes, but I will use my green color, sap green. So just look at your reference image and see where the lights are so that you don't want to mistakenly go over the lights. And then place your marks. In this area, you turn the brush. And if you don't have a dark green, if you have any yellow and blue, you can mix that and create a darker green. When you mix the yellow and blue, ensure that the blue is little more, we take little more of blue color than the yellow color, then you will get a darker green. With that, you make these brush strokes again. I have got Van Dyke green, which is what I'm using. We don't, even when we see a clump of trees, it has different colors. Somewhere it is dark, somewhere it is light. So we want to do it like that. It should look like a tree. So I will also be similarly on the other side as well. Undefined marks. So this is how I leave the trees now. Just wet down with a glaze of water and introduce these darker colors over here. For the grass, you can go towards the center, which is our focal point, and there is a lot of green I got placed. It got placed by mistake, so I'm just mixing this up. So that's about it. So I want to meet you on tomorrow again. Thank you.